How about a top guy joins us right now? This man had a hell of a WrestleMania week. We're going to bring him on. We're going to talk a lot about that week and above all else, what he's got coming on next. Let's go on. Bringing on Matt Makowski. Good morning.
Hey guys, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Can you hear us this time? It's not too windy?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, well, yeah, we appreciate you joining us. I sent you the link on Friday. I was like, hey, hop on. You were out like going for a run and everything, but I appreciate you just joining us for those couple minutes there. I mean, let's get into a blood sport. Charlie Dempsey. When did you know about that? Because Dempsey was not advertised.
Yeah.
The fans didn't know until they do the opening ceremony, and Charlie Dempsey comes out. I was like, oh, okay, sure. So when did you find out about
The day before. I saw that thing. I saw Josh was on Ariel Helwani, and then there was a tweet about Victor was supposed to wrestle Anthony Henry, but Anthony was injured, and so Akira and Victor were going to wrestle now. And I'm like, okay. And nobody. I messaged Lauderdale and was like, hey, who, what are we doing? And he's like, oh, you're going to wrestle Regal's kid. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's basically how that went. Yeah.
Did you get any like sense of information as like how that came together? Like,
no, I haven't. I haven't really. I didn't even really chat with Josh about it. From what I understand, Charlie was targeted to maybe be on as a surprise, competitor on the show. I talked with him a little bit, but that's all I really kind of got from that, was that he was maybe going to be on he'd been planned to maybe be on, and they were trying to find somebody for him to work, and then they shuffled some things around there at the last minute, I guess.
How did it make you feel basically being trusted with this? Because it's Charlie Dempsey, WWE star, NXT star. Like, they obviously have hopes for him. He's a big part of their television. They're not going to put him in there with just like, hey, we're going to put you in there with somebody who you might get injured against. Like, you were trusted with a pretty big spot here.
Yeah, that type of thought crossed my mind. I'm very conscious of these people who are on television or whatever, have contracts and they're under the umbrella of whatever company, and now they're more so now than ever, they're coming to do these smaller independent shows, and they're potentially risking a lot. Anything can happen in any match. So that kind of thought did cross my mind. Like, I just, this guy's kind of coming to GCW, to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, who he's an NXT superstar, and his pedigree, his family pedigree, and everything. And I mean, like kind of like you were saying right before I got on, like it was a whirlwind of a day. I barely had time to think about anything. I was just like on this crazy autopilot, and just went out there and did what I can do.
Yeah, that was the culmination of a busy day for you. You had Mao earlier in the day,
yeah,
Bez later on, and then you did the Dempsey match. I mean, you're tired, you're spent after the match with Dempsey. Did you get any kind of feedback from anyone backstage afterwards? Like, what was that like as you kind of collapsed to the floor? Oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah. No, Josh really enjoyed it, which is, probably the most important thing for me. And it was definitely a special event. I don't know if there's been an event like that where there was somebody from almost every single major wrestling promotion in the world, close to that anyway, on one show. Like, has anything like that ever happened? I mean, you guys might know more than me, but
we got to go to North Korea for that.
At least, in recent memory. So like, it was just a special event to be part of. And again, with WrestleMania being in town, there was a lot of there was like a lot of WWE talent in the back. And everyone was very complimentary, and those events are those events are my wheelhouse. I feel like, I've always done well when it comes to shoot style wrestling, for maybe obvious reasons, but it was awesome, like, especially with it coming on so quickly. Like, I was just like, I was gearing up for Akira, who's very good at like rallying people around him and everything. And I'm like the Philly guy. So I was like getting ready to be booed in my own, my hometown. And then the Charlie match, it switched a little bit, and, I had some decent support. Obviously the fans were really excited to see Charlie, on Bloodsport and at an independent wrestling show. But yeah, it was a good time.
They mentioned Bloodsport on NXT last night. I saw the video you posted. You got the how you watch the television down correctly.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right in front of you.
Yeah. So that is the thing I posted. I swear to you, I just threw on NXT to just check it out, see what was going on, and it was a Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes recap for about 10 seconds, and then it went to that clip of Dempsey and his group in the back. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. I like literally just turned the TV on. So I rewounded real quick. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, here, take the camera, just film me real quick. And I couldn't believe that. That was just so funny that I literally just popped on. I don't watch NXT a whole lot, but I'll pop in every now and then, see what's going on. And the fact that, something that maybe I was kind of involved in came up on the television was kind of neat. So yeah, I kind of made me feel some kind of way too. It's like, damn, man, they're like, I don't know, they're like, and it just goes to show like the thing that Josh and GCW have built, like the biggest wrestling company in the world is using that to kind of elevate their talent in a way, like they used it as like a story point, like Charlie did Bloodsport and he won, like he's such a badass. And I'm like, these fucking guys. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool. Yeah. And I just, just had to like, I couldn't help but like just blank stare into the camera. Like, you gotta be shitting me right now. It would have been nice for them to maybe name Josh by name or me even would have been, that would have been crazy. But yeah, WWE is going to WWE. So yeah.
Well, I think Dempsey's a coward for not mentioning you, but he did say he kind of put you over as like you gave him the black eye and everything. So just show up to Orlando one day, and be like, yeah, who gave you that black eye?
Yeah,
and then just start shoot fight him. We'll play the footage elsewhere. We'll play it on an episode of Raw. Backstage fight.
This is where we got to get you to like cut a promo on the show right now and be like, Charlie Dempsey, I'm coming after you. And then we'll just send it off to everyone.
I know, part of me, I don't know how much, I like to respect the business and everything as much as I can at all times. But like part of me wanted to post like, all right, Josh, you got to give me another one of these Fed guys. And then I'm going off script next time. I don't give a shit. Like, fuck that. Like, they're not, like, I'm just so fucking like, oh my God, no way you're fucking building your shit up based off of me, man. You're not like, whoever gets in there with me again next is fucked. That's all I'm saying.
Matt Makowski wants to shoot on WWE Super.
I know. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For those that don't know, by the way, like Matt's legit MMA, like has MMA fights and experience. So this is not of, get in there and shoot. And Matt just does some like light grappling or he wrestles this style, like legit MMA fighter. So I don't know how many people actually want to go in there and test themselves against you in that way.
Yeah, I'm just putting the warning out there. It's I'm 2-2 in Bloodsport now, and both my losses are to former WWE people with WWE an affiliation. So it, yeah, I don't know. It's life of an indie guy. It is what it is.
Did you see Nick Khan? Did you run into Nick Khan?
I didn't. I ran into, I met CM Punk. I met Karrion Kross. Gabe Sapolsky was in the back. Yeah, and a lot of the NXT roster was there to support, like Shayna and Charlie, I'm assuming. So, yeah, it was just people coming in and out. You just kind of, give your handshake and say hello, and then kind of go about your business. So, yeah, it was just it was a lot going on,
Was this your first time in Germany when you did Ambition for WXW?
Yeah, that was actually my first time ever in Europe, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah, how was that? I mean, my intro to WXW was the Ambition shows when they came to Toronto for SummerSlam weekend, and they ran that, and like everyone who's now everyone was on that show. So talk to me about your Ambition experience, because it's a similar to Bloodsport kind of style.
Yeah, I got to wrestle in the first round. It's a tournament, so an 8-man tournament, and in one show and one event, and I wrestled. His name is Patrick Bork. He's also basically a lifetime martial artist. Helps train guys at WXW and everything. And had a great match with him. Managed to get the win there. And then in the second round, I wrestled Axel Tischer, who was on Bloodsport. Ended up winning the whole Ambition event. So it was a great experience. I mean, as a fan, I would just encourage people to head out to that 16 karat event. It was incredible. Like the energy is off the roof. The fans are amazing over there. Like the chanting, the singing, it's like constant. It's just like such a fun, positive experience. Incredible production from WXW. Just the entranceway, the lighting, the setup. Like they go all out, and amazing wrestlers from all over the globe. And then just a great variety too. Like they have the marquee events, the 16 karat tournament over 3 days. And then they have like kind of during the day is when Ambition was on Saturday, kind of before the main show. And then even before that, they run shows with kind of maybe lesser known indie talent from all over the world. So it's just an amazing showcase of like independent wrestling. And yeah, I was so happy to have been a part of that. And again, I would love to go back.
I know you've been back in the ring for a while, but like when we had you on Spotlight, you were like just kind of coming back off of the injury, and now like you're working every weekend. But how are you feeling like physically with everything?
Good. It's good. It's a lot of work though. So like I have kind of a routine I go through every day, and making sure my diet's right and proper like supplementation and stuff just to keep myself healthy and injury free. Stretch routine every day, and then again just conditioning to keep my body strong and keep everything in place. So it's a lot of work, but these last few months have been great. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of going at my own pace right now. Like I really doing all this can be stressful. But I'm trying to make it less so, and just trying to really enjoy myself over these last few months. And just kind of do what I want to do for me. Like just have fun, be more myself, and just, you never know what can happen. So it's like, I can't be doing stuff that I think other people want me to do, or be a certain way. I kind of have to be me. And if I'm going to kind of enjoy myself in these kind of going forward here with my career.
What is that? What is you? What does Matt Makowski want to do?
I mean, I'm I don't know. I'm a huge dork. Like I did, I don't know. I was 90s kid. I love video games, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. You know, I'm a father of two young boys, you know, 6 and an 8-year-old. I'm married to my wonderful wife. It's just, yeah, I mean, me as a wrestler, it's always kind of been very reality based. Sometimes I joke and I feel like if they made like a network television show about, you know, wrestling, I feel like there'd be a character like me on the show, like some former MMA guy that's like, now he's a wrestler and he's like this older guy because he's like pushing in his upper 30s and he's sort of like a little bit of a father figure to all these like young guys coming up. Because a lot of these kids I'm wrestling now are like young enough to be my kids. I'm wrestling like 20-year-olds, and you know, I'm like I will be 38 in the fall, and it's just amazing to see what they can do. Like the guy that always stands out to me is Marcus Mathers. Kid wrestled like 10 times this week, and it just blows me away.
Well, so that's the thing. You're no slouch because we just talked about it. You did 3 matches one day, and you're talking about, you know, preparing your body and coming off of injury. So like, what made you want to do that? And like, what's kind of the process for you as you're kind of getting ready for a day like that?
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but part of me feels like I might not ever do that again. It's, you know, to Jeremy, what Jeremy was saying, like when I came back from injury, like a big goal of mine when Mania in Philly was announced was to be able to do, you know, kind of what I did this past week, which really was I had a match on Tuesday evening at H2O, and then I had those three you know, I would say pretty big matches on Thursday against like marquee opponents from it's like this kind of a interesting like international wrestling tour. It was a Japanese champion in Mao, the DDT Universal Champion, and then Charlie Dempsey is like British pro res, and then I had Ares, who's an amazing luchador. So it was like kind of like all these different styles again in one day. I'm pretty proud of that, but yeah, it's just you know, by the end of the day, I was like pretty like things just start to you know, your muscles start to tighten up, and it's tough to stay loose because I had to keep going. It's a small thing, but from South Philly to the venue in Williamstown, New Jersey, from Bloodsport to the action show, the highway was closed because of an emergency, and it took us 90 minutes. I was actually with me and Tim Thatcher had to get over to the action show after Bloodsport. And so I'm sitting in the car for 90 minutes for a ride that normally was going to be like 30. I get to the action show like 20 minutes before bell time. And again, it was just like a whirlwind of a day. So I'm glad it all worked out. I am happy and proud of the matches that I had and everything. And yeah, I guess lastly, I kind of maybe would prefer, and I feel like it kind of went this way, but like quality over quantity when it comes to at least matches. Like in the future, I of course love to be a part of these WrestleMania weeks. They are so fun. It is great seeing so many people from all over the country, and there is this weird kind of like thing, like this internal competition where it's like who can get the most bookings and like who can, you know, it's like this weird thing. Maybe it's more like maybe the fans make a bigger deal out of that than anybody, but I don't necessarily want to get caught up in that. And like I feel like I was just kind of saying yes to everything, and luckily everything worked out schedule wise. I was kind of letting people know like, hey, I have this going on. If you're okay, I'll more than happy to be on your show, but you might have to put me in a certain spot on the card because I might not be able to get there. You know, so anyway, promoters were all awesome, you know, and Yeah, I guess in the future though, I just maybe it was kind of nice being done on Thursday, like just kind of get it in and get out. But I guess maybe having like spreading it out a little bit might be nice too. It depends. I'm just happy I'm healthy. No injuries. I was a bit sore. I took a lot of Germans that day, but other than that, I think it went pretty well.
You mentioned quality over quantity, and yeah, some people do take like 10 matches and then it just all kind of blends together.
Yeah.
Almost like, to me, you were part of the two most unique shows over the weekend. Like Bloodsport, I always look forward to Bloodsport because it's something different and there's nothing else like it on the weekend. But Action Dean was a show where, like, you look at that lineup, no two matches were really the same, and it was almost like I think it was like a bit show. I can't speak. I don't know the full history behind like the Dean thing. I know it was a fan who was big, and they kind of built the show around that. But like, just I'm talking about from a pure the lineup standpoint, all the matches were something different, and so that made everything stand out as well. So I kind of feel like you did do the quality over the quantity thing of like, you were smart in what you were actually part of, instead of like, I'm gonna be on this show, and then by the end of it, it's like, all right, I did 8 matches, but which of them really stood out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say I did all the shows that I was asked to be on. It's not like I turned anything down or anything like that. So as awesome as it would have been to have been a part of like Progress or Defy, some of these other awesome companies that ran, I had a relationship with all the companies that I've worked, all the companies that I did work with Action and of course Bloodsport and the Labor of Love show, which is like and Sean Henderson, which is like a local Philly promotion where I wrestled Mao. So yeah, I'm very grateful for those opportunities and that they would think to have me on their events. But yes, I would say I was very lucky to be able to work with them. Like Bloodsport, obviously, I thought a historic event in terms of the variety of talent from different promotions across the world, like I said earlier. And then, yeah, the Dean show was like I don't know if I could call it the sleeper event of the evening. It's definitely got a lot of press. Like, Tony Khan mentioned it during one of his, I think the ROH press conference or something. And yeah, such a unique card, a blend of different styles from all over the world. And yeah, you're right, Jeremy. I don't know if there was anything else like that the whole weekend, really. Besides maybe the clusterfuck or something, but
yeah, the cluster's just the cluster's the cluster.
So yeah, I can't thank the promoters enough for having me. And yeah, I always feel like I bring something different to any show that I'm on. So it was great to be a part of that. And Wrestling Eras was a treat. I have a lot of, as strange as it is, maybe I have a lot of lucha background. That's kind of how I came up a little bit, having trained at the Wrestle Factory with like Hollow Wicked and Orange Cassidy and a lot of those guys, where a lot of the training was from like the teachings of Skida and stuff like that. So I have a big kind of lucha influence. So it was great to kind of get to show that a little bit.
So as we wrap up here, we actually play a little game on the show. It's called Partner, Promo, or Punch in the Face. I'm going to give you 3 names, and you're going to pick which one you want to protect, which one you want to have a promo off with in the ring, and which one you want to punch in the face in a singles competition. Or maybe an MMA fight. I don't know. I'm going to give you 3 names. I actually just changed one because you mentioned riding in a car with them. So here are the 3 names. It's going to be Josh Barnett, Akira, and Timothy Thatcher. You have a pretty good relationship with those 3, but Matt Makowski, Partner, Promo, Punch in the Face.
Okay. Let's just go punch in the face to Akira.
Of course.
Let's start with that. Yeah. And then, so the next is what, a match or in a promo?
So you got a match with Akira now. That's what you do. That's what you're going to do. So now we got a promo and you got a tag team with one of the other guys.
Okay. Let's do. Man, that's tough. I think I don't know. Me and Josh as a tag would be cool, but me and Thatcher as a tag would be interesting as well. Let's go tag with Thatcher, and me and Josh can get on the stick in the ring there. We'll see what happens.
All right, sell some promos, get some matches going. You can still do the match with Barnett. It's fine. Maybe it evolves into a fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've got. I want you to put over your stuff. What you got coming up? Where can people find you? Please go ahead.
On Twitter I'm at the Matt Makowski. On Instagram I'm at Matthew Makowski. And then as far as kind of announced stuff coming up, I'm at the on the Chris Heroes mixtape at West Coast Pro this weekend, which I'm excited about. It's my first time wrestling out on the West Coast, so I'm super excited about that. Again, similar to the action show, it's a very eclectic mix of wrestlers. Chris has kind of booked a very unique show with lots of different styles, so similar kind of vibes there. And again, very happy to be a part of that. We
appreciate you joining us this morning. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, have
Thank
fun
you,
on
Matt.
West Coast. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, Jerry, I'll see you guys around. Thank you.
Buddy.
Take care.
Take care.